Hello, everybody. We are back here after the coffee. I hope that the ones that they were sleeping in the back of the room, they are awake now, at least for the following 30 minutes that I'm talking about integration, okay? So yeah, let's move a little bit into the techie side, no? In this microphone, I look like Madonna. I hope that I will have rhythm in the presentation as well. So the previous keynote, it was a little bit introduction. We were talking about the electronic invoice. That is very interesting. It's very neat. But now let's talk about integration. Okay. So let's start to see what SAP is saying about moving to integration suite. BTP is a mature solution. Okay. In this point, now I agree. We were suffering the different versions and the early stages of the integration suite, and now we can say that the tools, not only the integration, but
the whole BTP is mature, so it's ready to use. It's ready to provide something that is worth to change, no? From my lovely PIPO. I have to say that now the solution, it matches what it requires, and in some cases it even exceeds the expectations. We are hoping that we will have the integration cells released soon. We were here in Code10 in a meeting in Madrid that they were supposed to present them, but just a small secret, they will do it in the TechEd this year. So let's hope that they will release it for us to play right after the TechEd. So yeah, about the SAP maturity of the BTP, we kind of agree. But SAP also says that this will be a seamless transition to the cloud. You know, we will just, one guy from Code10 probably will appear there, will take all the cables, you know, plug them in the cloud, and done. No, unfortunately it will not be like that. But yeah, I mean, if they say that it will be a tough moment and a tough period, probably they will not sell any license till the very end of 2026. But they have a migration tool, you know, like MacGyver. You go there, you know, you open your Swiss knife, and then suddenly you are in the cloud. Don't look at me like that. This is what SAP says. No, unfortunately it's not. Does anyone here have ever used the migration tool? Yeah, no? So point-to-point, one-to-one mapping is great, isn't it? Yeah, try to migrate complex interfaces with UDFs, using resource adapters, etc. How you will do that? Impossible. Come on. It's not able to migrate, neither to take the message ID from a UDF to the cloud integration. So we do have a migration tool. Yes, super nice, but maybe it's not the right tool to do the migrations, or at least fully on that. But don't worry, you know, the learning journey of SAP and Open SAP, your consultants will learn immediately, and they will do the migration by themselves in 2 minutes. It's not that they want to be drastic, but okay. But the message that we are giving is that for some cases, the migration, it can be easy, but for some other cases, it will not be easy. And you need to prepare it with the time, okay? So you need to think. You need to think. By the way, the learning journey of SAP improved a lot, because we were talking the old school consultants that we have here, that when we were time to learn, they give us, you know, a printed book, black and white, and you start reading there. I'm not understanding anything. There was, you know, zero help, nothing in internet. So yeah, nowadays, honestly, the learning journey of SAP using Open SAP, and other different learning tools is super great. But for the migration, it will not make it, okay? So what we think, no, because we are here to talk, this is what SAP thinks, no? So we think that it's time to start the journey in most of the cases. I will not say in all, but in most of the cases, it's a good time to start, especially the ones that they have all integrations, and it's a good moment to start. But also to rethink the integration strategy, okay? Hopefully, or maybe not, we should not integrate it like we were doing in the 90s or early years of the century. We should rethink the architecture and do it in a modern way to establish the foundings for the next 20 years of integration. Let's not do the things as they were doing before, okay? About the migration tool, we consider that this is not an option, okay? It's something that you can migrate the interfaces that are mapping one-to-one, easy, etc., but it will not save time. Some part of the migration tool can help you, but not the entire tool, okay? And definitely, when they try to sell you lift and shift, means quick and dirty. So we don't go with that. We don't do lift and shift. So you have the garbage of the 90s or early 2000 from XI, PI 7.0, and you want to move it into your brand new 2023 integration cloud platform. Really, this is what we want to do? Move the garbage that we had into our new system and continue doing the things in the horrible way, if it's possible, to do it as before? This is definitely not what we think. So let's go and start to see how integration looks like, not SAP, integration agnostic, nowadays. So nowadays we have distributed systems, okay? This is not just that we are integrating file to file and that's all. We have different systems in on-premise, hyperscalers, public clouds, everywhere, even files, everywhere, okay? And we need to integrate them. They need to talk, and they need to talk now. Okay, it's not about like before that we want the sales report in 24 hours. No. We want the data now. And for that, integration is a key. And having a good integration architect is a key to enable to have the data now. Okay, so as you can imagine, we have really big challenge nowadays. So all these distributed systems, they bring a list of challenges that's enumerated here, you know, like many different transport and message protocols, release management, monitoring, error identification and correction, latency, quality of service, security, availability of the implementations, observability, documentation, etc. Okay? So we believe that for new implementation, we need to be API first oriented. This doesn't mean that you will do everything with API, but the concept behind this is that we will easy the connectivity between systems, providing this layer. And the idea is that we will start building the integrations like modular bricks, like you do with the Lego with your kids, and you build it with small bricks, okay? But this is not the only thing. We need to publish this architecture in an API hub, like SAP propose, or whatever, and integrate our own integrations together with SAP standard. So SAP Graph is the functionalities standard that SAP covers, and having the rest of the integration published to the outside through an API hub. Like that, the rest of the connectivity between systems, it will be very easy and smoother, and we will have a unique way of authenticating and obtain data from the different systems. Sorry. Yeah, so this will lead into having a homogeneous and harmonized landscape of integration. But moving forward, event-driven architecture. This is super nice, no? So we will have events that asynchronously would communicate with the other systems, and whenever the other system wants, it will consume them. That's super cool, and this is the way of going forward. But sometimes it's not possible. So what we propose is that we combine both approaches. We need to combine nowadays event-driven with request-driven architectures. This way, we will allow to throw events and consume them synchronously. So an easy example is that the system A modifies an article, and this triggers a webhook. So system B knows that there is a modification of the article, but in that moment, system B doesn't want to have the article, and they will store the event, and when it's fine for them, they will consume that message based on a request-driven. So they will do a query, and they will grab the material whenever they want. Okay, again, the picture of the boat, relax, okay? We don't do that, we don't need to do that immediately, now, but we need to put the foundings, and we need to start thinking that this new integration architecture or this new possibility that we have in the following years to migrate to the cloud should enable to have these landscapes. We will continue doing integration file to file. Unfortunately, if you change your middleware, doesn't mean that you are going to change maybe the machines that are producing in your factory. They will continue, the PLCs, generating a file. Of course, installing cloud integration, it will not solve that problem, and you will continue need to read these files and integrate them with your SAP system or whatever other system. So let's breathe, watch the boat, and think if we want to have a new architecture of integration or not. I suggest that we need to start thinking to have a new architecture of integration. So what we do for helping to this transition and not make you crazy and that, okay, first, you should not just continue watching the boat and the sea, you know. We have Code10 CI Accelerator. So Code10 CI Accelerator, what it will do is it will speed the journey to the cloud. And it will accelerate the developments and improve the quality. Super nice words, very commercial. But yeah, it's true. So what we did is build a tool, it's more than a tool, it's like a set of tools that it will really speed up and will make it easy, the journey to the cloud, and accelerate the developments, okay? But not only that, we are trying to put in practice all the principle of integration architectures that we defined before. So Code10 CI Accelerators is built based on three pillars. We have integration patterns. Integration patterns is nothing more and nothing less than what we were saying before, event-driven, request-driven plus event-driven, and so on. How we will make this in integration suite, okay? We have a change of paradigm. Now, what it was before asynchronous, now is synchronous. What it was that, it was there. We want to do this communication here. We need to orient an event-driven architecture and publish in our API hub and so on and so forth. It's complex. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel for each scenario. We are releasing some integration patterns that they cover all these cases, and it will ease the transformation that we need to do upfront. Then the other pillar is alerting. Alerting is important, but not in the way that we were doing. Alerting accordingly to the new century. We'll talk later. And toolkit. So of course, integration suite, it comes, empty. So while we don't implement some tools, we release them there, and we will speed up the integrations and the development. Time is money, and if you have more time, you can do it with better quality. So let's go a little bit more in detail. So for example, this is a proposal for asynchronous architecture. Okay? I'm not going to explain all the patterns that we have because it will be stupid. Then we will not be able to sell the product. But this is just a proof. So IDOCs, the ones that we are here, I think they are familiar with that, no? IDOCs were always asynchronous. So we generate an article, we generate a sales order, we generate an invoice, and we don't expect any response, okay? So SAP changed the paradigm because this is a cloud system. The communication is done synchronously with that. So this means that if we are going to do a big process of the IDOC, we will open the connection, we will receive the IDOC, we will do processing, we will send the IDOC there, and then in that moment we close the connection here. Okay, why we didn't close it before? We are not expecting any response. We are not giving any response. So we implement a tier that is the first one, that is the coupling. So for all this synchronous communication by protocol, but by mean are asynchronous, we have this layer. And in the moment that we get an IDOC, we close the connectivity. This leads to have less resources of both systems, integration suite and SAP, active. So better performance. Then we have the routing tier, okay? What we will do, a super massive iFlow and put all the logic there? No. Let's encapsulate the routing tier into one iFlow, and we have over there where we will send the data to, okay? And we will be able to apply really complex logics just in one place. Clean, just in one place. Then the application tier. So this is exactly where you need to work. So after we deploy our CI accelerator, the rest was built. You just need to perform the mapping to transform message A to message B in this application tier. That it will be routed by the routing tier. Of course, you need to do sometimes some adjustment based on the rules, but the application tier is where the main work it will be done. And then we have what we rename it to dispatching tier. That is based on the same principle. No, we don't want to keep open connections neither in the target system, so we have a specific tier for that. This is an example of what we do. Okay, we did a lot of integrations when we were starting with cloud integration. We did also, as good learners, some mistakes. Okay, that we need to solve it in the hard way, learning. So this is why Code10 it's been doing a lot of projects to establish some pattern for the different typologies of integration that we found or that we want to do, and then solve them. Pillar. Pattern. Now let's move to the next pillar, okay? Alerting tools. Everybody that is here that plays with integration know that in PI we had alerting tools, and even they released a second version, you know. My God, to send a really sad email, you know, in text format with a link, you know. For that you release 2 versions, really. But yeah, I think it was even better than the situation that we had in Integration Suite. We don't have alerts. So SAP didn't release any alerts. Not a single one, okay? Not error handling. So what we did is to generate what we believe that they should be the alerts of the 21st century. So it's not just a sad email. We can still send in the sad email, but we are integrating with the most popular ITL tools out of the box, completely out of the box. So if you have an error in your integration system, you will have a Jira, ServiceNow, then the C-side, and we will integrate more, okay? So we have a way of tracking the errors, a way of controlling the errors in the middleware, because sometimes for some companies it's like a black box that things happen there. But we move the alerts into the next idea. No, so tickets, yeah, it's nice, but we want messages. Now, the way of communicating now is through Teams, through Slack. We want to solve the errors now, immediate. So automatically we generate a ServiceNow ticket, and we send a team message, hey, you have an error linked with this thing. Please solve it now. Or using Slack as well. That is another messaging server that is becoming very popular. And even WhatsApp. Don't worry. We will not send you WhatsApp to your personal account, okay? The API of WhatsApp only works with business accounts. So don't worry. You will not be mixing chatting with your girlfriend plus alerts from Integration Suite. Don't worry. I see people are here quite worried about that we will do integration with WhatsApp, and yeah. So, alerting. We see that the things need to be done like that. Linked with alerting is that also retry mechanism is not contemplated in Integration Suite. And this is something that I forgot. This is another benefit of Code10 CI Accelerator, that you can customize for each interface the retry mechanism and so on. That is, I would say, part of the pattern, not part of the alerting pillar. But it's just to show you that Integration Suite is an empty Kanban that you need to draw over there. And it's important to draw knowing what you are doing. The other pillar is the tools. So here the tools. What is the tools? The tools is whatever is not in the other pillars. So we put there is like a magic box, no? So all the features that we were developing for the different projects that they were useful, we put it there. The tools, no? We have reporting tools, you know? If you want to have a report of how did it went the integration day, you have it. We will send you a nice report in HTML, not in plain text, and you will see it very nice. And that value mapping tools, come on, we work with value mappings here, no? People know how tough is this shit, no? Sometimes you need to replicate lot of hundred of thousand mappings there, and you need to do it in a 4-tier, 5-tier landscape, in development, in quality, in test, in the sandbox, and in production at the end. So we automate this, okay? We automate loading it from an Excel, we automate it to load it from the different systems, etc., etc. So really save a lot of time. Save a lot of time, okay? One of my favorite features. Then we have a problem. As I say, no, the cloud is super nice, never fail, never fail. But just in case, let's do a backup, okay? Let's do a backup. So, yeah, it doesn't, the cloud is not like your on-prem systems that you do a backup in a daily base, in a weekly base, and if something goes wrong, you load the previous backup and you are like the previous day, okay? So you just lose one day. No, the cloud is the cloud, and there is no backup. So what we did is connecting to external repositories that it can be GitHub, it can be SharePoint, it can be Amazon repository, and we move over there a copy of every single iFlow, okay? Because the cloud will not disappear unless it's a very sunny day, but somebody accidentally can click the deletion, and then it's gone. Then it's gone, okay? So I really think that a backup idea is not bad. Let's hope that we will never use it, but it's not a bad idea. Then, of course, we have here we say 30 plus Groovy scripts, but I think we are having much more, isn't it? Luis, our product owner, is saying that, you know, yeah, we have quite a lot. Some of them are very useful. And let me, you know, stop here for a while, because when we were talking about this new paradigm of how to do it integration and so on, we faced one problem that we included here in the Groovy script. No, so we have a customer that it was using the IDOC as a flat file, okay? And everybody that is a little bit old in the room knows that this was done directly in PIPO, okay? But now it disappeared, okay? So we don't have PIPO. It is in Integration Suite? No. Okay, we can do it, you know, like everybody else is doing, no? Let's call an RFC and let's convert it into a flat file and then get back the message. No, that's not our way. Why? Because performance problem. We can do it, easy, you know, easy peasy, but we are not going to do that. We deploy and we deliver, thanks to Danny, a super amazing Groovy script that is checking the XSD of any single IDOC and transform it into a flat. Internally in Integration Suite, not doing any other connection, and with super fast and super control code, and we were fighting with the memory allocation as well. Okay, but yeah, we have a lot of features, no? Custom event dispatch, IDOC notification to report back what happened with this. But I have one of my favorite features here, the monitoring of certificates expiration. So this is the typical case, no? This happened in all the company. The interface are failing. Oh, everything is failing. Nobody took a look to the certificates and they were expiring. And now we don't have communication. Come on, let's not allow that these things happen nowadays, okay? Let's have a tool for that, no? So we are sending nice emails, or we can even generate a ServiceNow ticket to update the certificates of the different application that we have. So yeah, and we give it for free in the last speech that we did with the presentation of the latest release, because we did a release with a lot of features in September. And this is a tool that is evolving, okay? So this is very interesting. So what we have in the roadmap, we have ambitious plans, ambitious, very ambitious, sometimes very difficult. We want to release a new integration dashboard, okay? We don't like the monitoring. The actual monitoring, we don't like. I think it's very improvable. It's very difficult to do a good monitoring, and there is a lot of discussions where we will do it, how we will do it, which technology we will use, but we are working on it. Let's hope that it will be ready for the for the March release. And then we want to release our resource center. Resource center, it will be a resource center, but it will be a private resources that we are using internally in Code10, but we will publish for our customers. So the ones that are subscribed based to the Code10 CI Accelerator, they will have a resource center where they can download manuals, they can check how we do this, how we do that, etc., etc. And this is a very ambitious plan. Okay, it will be like the Wikipedia of the integration. And of course, new tools and functionalities. I'm sure that Luis has 20 new ideas to include new functionalities, and also the projects that we are running, it will bring some new functionalities to the table to include it in the March release. So after we say that, let's kind of, I think everybody understood what are the benefits of having Code10 CI Accelerator and how this can boost the transition to the cloud, not only in PIPO migrations, also in greenfield implementations, because think that this is full empty Kanban, okay? And we need to give some shape. So we've been in projects that we see that to decide an integration architecture or to decide how we will do this or how we will do that, you spend 6 months on deciding, okay, this how we do this, how we do that. No, you have Code10 CI Accelerator, okay? We go there, we install all the patterns, all the things, ready to go. 2 weeks with trainings, you are ready to start your journey in the cloud. For the migrations as well, I say that we are not going to do lift and shift. We are not going to do lift and shift unless the interfaces are super good. Okay, let's make that a thing. But as a rule, we don't do lift and shift. What we do is like we migrate the mappings, we migrate some pieces that are well designed into our architecture. Okay, so we use our Code10 patterns to take that good piece and place it into the middle of our pattern, or where this can be plugged, let's be realistic, and it will continue working as smoothly, but with a proper integration architecture. So what we have seen, because this is not that I'm telling you the theory and so on, but what we have seen is that we have a very good adoption not by us, because we develop these tools, no? But we have a very good adoption from our customers. So in the moment that they say, oh, this is great, but when you leave the project, how it will build a new integration within this architecture? Super easy, Of course, this comes with a training. We will teach you how to do that, but it's super easy because you will understand it's logic. And the experience says that they are very happy and they are continuing using this for their own developments that they do in the future. Okay? Because why? Why they continue doing this? Because it simplifies the development. They save a lot of time. We put here 10 times, but maybe it can be more because they don't have to think how they will put this piece here or there. It's done. Okay? And this leads to proven scenarios. So you have some tools that are developed. You don't need to test it again. You want the previous example, conversion IDOC to flat file. You don't need neither to develop, neither to test it because it's developed and it's tested. Okay? So this saves a lot of time. So the go-to-market time is really, really reduced. Just a little bit going back to the commercial part. So we are offering a Code10 CI Accelerator for all the products, all the projects that we do with a new transformation to the cloud or migration from PIPO or whatever other middle of the integration suite. And we offer the base package because why? Because if we need to do a project like that, if we use Code10 CI Accelerator, we save time. We save time. That's why we give it for free, because we want to use it. And if we are going to do the migration of PIPO or whatever other, we will use Code10 CI Accelerator. So it will be better for us because we will deliver the interface faster, we deliver the project faster, and it will be more beneficial for us and for the customers. And then we have a subscription base. Subscription base is because we want to promote this thing. So in most of the cases, Code10 CI Accelerator is not just a product, it's like your partner. And really the base price, if you want to have it, is super cheap. So the subscription base is to enhance this tool, okay? And this comes with, as you can see, some support on demand and even customer influence. So if you have some challenge, we can even adopt it and include it into our Code10 CI Accelerator. So after I say all this, thank you very much. I hope that you will do the integrations like we should do it in the 2023, 2024, and so on. And the message is very simple. It's time to move to the cloud, but it's time to rethink your integration strategy. Thank you very much. And let's continue with the next topic, that it will be Sergio speaking about process automation.